So hopefully I will figure out what is going on with my headset speakers so that eventually we will have me wearing headsets again, because I go nuts without headsets on. Anyway, we are set up for tonight. We are returning to Curse of Strahd. This will be Mike, or Vlad's, last night with us, because real life and a new job is completely eating up his weekends, so he can no longer participate with that. So, Mike, I hope you have a great performance for your last time with us.
Well, so do I. I don't know if I'll have... I know I won't have every Sunday off. I might have a Sunday here and there off, but I don't know what we can do about that. Anyway, let's play.
Depends on what happens to Vlad tonight, I suppose.
I suppose so.
We'll see what...
I would also just say Sunday afternoons are non-negotiable, but...
Well, no,
Probably.
The job he's going to is that's part of the requirements of the job, so it was that or not get the job.
True.
They would be, okay, well, then you just non-negotiated yourself out of a job. When, weeks ago, we last saw our intrepid crew, they were on the upper level of the Amber Temple. They had come up through a circular staircase, the bottom of which had crates that had vampire spawn in it, which they fought. They came up to this upper level and found really a glorious library, just books of every kind, all kinds of spell books and everything else in this library. Didn't have many people who had the ability to use it very well, but it's a many stories high level of books. Apparently the mages who used it must have used magic means to reach the books, because the books go clear up to the 20-foot high ceiling and there's no ladders. So it's quite a towering bookcase scenario. Meanwhile, while the semi-magic users were fiddling around in the room and trying to recuperate a bit, Darok went exploring and found a secret door here as coming out of the library. He was able to quite easily push that door open, found himself in kind of what looks like almost a closet, and he was able to detect another secret door on the opposite side where he's standing there. He tried to shove that one open, and it didn't shove very easily, although it moved a bit, so he leaned his shoulder into it and shoved really hard. And he was able to shove it open, but totally unquietly. Something scraped across the floor, very heavy, as he pushed this door ajar enough to get in. And as the door scraped open from inside, you heard a voice, loud enough to be heard out in the library itself, but Darok clearly heard it.
Who's that? Who's pushing open my door?
I am.
Who is I? I think.
I am also I.
Hi.
Where do you?
Hi, that is odd. I thought there was only one of me. Maybe there's two.
Can you help open the door? And I'm trying to push it more, I guess. Where did Darok go?
I don't know, but I'm getting this great sense of residual feedback just endlessly looping.
Let's find him.
Have at thee, sir.
I feel like I've been sitting in this chair for weeks. It's incredible. Very relaxing.
I was wondering who was going to be the first one.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun.
He puts his hand on the sunblade and then lets it go.
Meanwhile, as you put your hand on the hilt, you hear, "Do we
I have to be there? Why are we here? Why don't we go do what we need to do? This seems like a ridiculous
The
place to
sword.
be.
All right, so from inside, Dirok hears more scraping, and it sounds like furniture is being moved, and heavy furniture is being moved, but very slowly. And eventually the door opens enough that you are able to slide through if you choose to. It's ajar enough that you can get it.
Do I notice any traps?
You can roll for perception and see how good you are at it.
Too many screens popped up. I can't see what I'm supposed to see.
You rolled a 9.
It's fitting. I can't see anything.
Yeah.
What's your orcish eyes see?
My orcish eyes see. All right. I'm convinced there's no other traps, so I walk on in, I guess, if I'm allowed to.
1 second, let me get the roll a little more visible here. Yeah, you're able to slide into the room. I assume I've still got let me get the dynamic lighting bar off, the door opens, and you are able to slide into the room. And in front of you, you see a royal room. The first thing you notice is this room is not dusty. It doesn't have cobwebs. All the furniture is in perfect shape. There are candelabras and sconces about the room, all of which appear to be lit magically. The carpets on the floor, the bedspreads, the furniture are all decorated in brocade and beautiful types of fabrics. It is just like a king would live there. The furniture's ornate, everything. But standing in front of you is a rather tall man, kind of abnormally tall and gaunt man, if you can call him a man. He looks very ashen. He's wearing a red robe. He looks like he's verging on skeleton appearance. He's so gaunt that you can just see all of his jawbones and teeth right through the flesh. And he has red eyes that turn at you and just like pierce you as he looks at you. Just these intense red eyes.
Who's this other eye? You don't look anything at all like I do. Who are you?
That is for certain. I am Dirok.
Dirok. Do I know you? I don't remember Dirok.
I don't recognize you, so probably not.
Okay. That's probably why I don't remember you then, yeah. Okay, that would explain it, okay.
Are you alright?
Yes, I suppose so. I think I've been better, but I think I'm alright.
What is your name?
It's on the tip of my tongue.
All right. Where did Dirok go? Who saw him? Who is he? Where he went? Is there like a passage that's open?
My name.
Is it John, Troy,
Chad,
Bertold, Gustavo,
Henry?
No, those aren't it. I would know it if it was. It started with A. I don't remember, I'm afraid. Maybe it'll come back to me in time.
how long have you been here?
Oh,
many, many, many years.
I'm looking around. Does he have stuff that would keep him? I'm starting to wonder if this guy's even alive. Like, does he have food? Does he have water? Does he have any doors that I can possibly see that could have him move in and out? Because obviously this is not a known door if he has to have it probably blocked off. I'm assuming it was.
Yeah, the desk was in front of it.
So, do I see anything that... Can I tell if this guy's alive? Or can I tell if this guy's, like, actually a living creature?
To answer the various questions, you do not see any other doors than the one where the desk was. And you do not see any food. You see a desk with some across the room with more books on it, and very comfortable surroundings, but no food, no water.
I kind of narrow my eyes, but I don't make any sudden movements, at least in front of him.
About how long would this have been since the fight downstairs? Like in-game? Probably like how long?
An
2 months.
hour. Because you took a short rest.
Okay.
Oh, it has been an hour?
Yes, because you took a short...
I am no longer concentrating on Holy Weapon then.
So, Blood, crazy question. Do you have
Yes.
some way to locate a person? I mean, I know I can do objects and animals, but Durok's not exactly an animal, so that kind of defeats the purpose.
Now be aware, you can hear this conversation. It's not quiet and the doors are open. It may
That's what I
sound
was
like
asking.
Yeah.
Oh,
30
is the
feet
passageway
away, but
open?
I thought I closed the doors, or that they closed on me.
no.
Oh, okay.
I don't need magic to find the rock. I can hear him shouting from over there.
Yeah, but he might have gotten stuck in a wall somewhere.
Oh, let's go find out
Let's
then.
go find him. Any bonus moves to come into the...
Clank, 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 as the two plate
Goes the
mail
trolley.
wearing
What?
people come in behind Darok.
And as you step into the room through the wall, I might add, so I must not have free movement off. But when you step into the room, you see the things that Darok did. Very regal room, very well kept, and this incredibly gaunt, ashen-looking, tall, thin man in red
Let me
robe.
just, I'm going to flip down the eye patch to see whether or not this thing is actually undead.
It
or
is
if it's alive.
your eye patch just explodes in aura.
These are Durok's friends. We've been going through this building for the past few hours, if not days. I can't remember if we did have a long rest.
Divine sense.
Hold on one second. I want to see what I've got set here on. Oh, I don't have dynamic lighting enabled. That's why. Okay. That's why.
Vlad says, well, your new friend is definitely not alive.
I started to suspect that when I didn't see any food or water in here.
Well, I'll...
Beg your pardon. I'm just as alive as you are. I just have a few challenges, that's all.
Can I
Well,
tell
in
him
one case,
Can I-
that's true.
with the divine sense, what do I pick up?
Let's see. You definitely detect undead.
Is it the guy in front of me?
Yes. Oh, yes. He reeks of undead. He even is slightly has a very slight aroma to him.
Ooh,
Corpse-like
air needs to get
aroma. And the room itself is rather desecrated.
So,
Desecrated.
guys, crazy question, crazy thought. I don't know. I mean, clearly, he's been here for a while. Maybe, just maybe, he knows a few things about this place.
He doesn't even know who he is. I don't know if he knows this building.
I mean, you never
yes.
know.
Yes, I think I know a few things. Yes, I can remember some of them. X. I'm X.
Gonna give it to you?
Alright, Vlad, do you
I'll have it in a
okay.
moment. I know I will.
I'm gonna give Sylvia's approach a try for once. Vlad, do you have anything that could, I don't know, cure his stupidity?
I beg your pardon. I'm not stupid. I'm just.
That's not what I
forgetful.
said at all.
So, question. How old are you? Or what's the last age you remember?
What year is it?
What year is it?
Hello, I know. I'm assuming I would know the answer to what the year is, so granted, I personally
We will
don't know.
assume that you at least remember the year it was when you got sucked into Barovia.
That was a long time ago, and it has never come up since.
Galaxy far, far away.
He kind of looks at you. You serious? That's the year?
Yeah.
Currently.
I would say that I've been here about, something over 400 years.
Question on OC level. Do we remember how long Strahd's been reigning this place?
Longer than 400 years.
Over 400 years.
So...
Is this thing human, elf, drow? What is it? What does it appear to be?
It kind of looks like a walking corpse, and it is very hard to tell what it once was. Its skin is like a purple and green hue of death, and it's lost all its hair, and its eyes are red, and it doesn't bear much resemblance to anything but vaguely a humanoid race.
I don't think we're going to get anything out of him.
I want to say ye of little faith, and I'm just going to make my way into the room and start kind of looking to see what was he doing.
Do you have any sort of map that we could use?
Maps? Why would I have maps? I don't want to leave. This is my home. X.
X. What does that mean?
I mean, X could be Xavier, something else, because I'm not sure what other names begin with X, but, you know.
No, that wasn't it.
Exit?
No, I think it was longer.
Alexander?
No, not
Are we talking about a name or a place?
My name. They asked me my name, and I know my name. My name is I. I can't remember. I haven't used it in a very long time.
Yeah, I mean, time kind of ages the memory a bit, guys. Let's take it easy on him. I mean, we still might find something. Is it okay if I could? What should I roll to kind of start searching the room without touching anything for something that might help?
Are you just walking around trying to notice something as you walk, or are you really like bending down and peering under things?
Just kind of like walking the room, giving
That's
long
perception.
stares.
If you are actively searching under, like bending down and looking under the bed or something, that's investigation.
I'm not gonna look under anything. I'm just gonna look at the surface
Perception.
tables for possibly any open books, handwriting, yada yada.
Perception. Yeah, there's another tall bookcase in this 20-foot tall room with a lot of books in it that look like spell books or magical books of various sorts. There's a desk with an open tome on it laying at the opposite end, the curved end of the room, and there are magical items, looking items, glowy or crystals or whatever, kind of laying around haphazardly on various shelves and tables and things, like he's fiddled with them from time to time. He walks up rather close to Dirac, uncomfortably close probably, and he leans in and he sniffs you.
The group of you may do quite nicely. Welcome, would you like to sit down?
I will stand, thank you.
I want to
POTUS
be a
is just
good
staring
host.
at this guy, watching his every move.
I want to be a
Victor
good
keeps
host.
his distance and listens for the sound of a sword being unsheathed.
That classic sound we know oh so well.
Oh
With
shoot!
a
I forgot to write down
vroom
the
sound
thing.
of a lightsaber.
I forgot to take notes on something. Shoot.
I want to be a good host, you know. I want you to spend a long time with me.
I think we'll be moving on rather shortly. There is no need to trouble yourself with us.
DM, I think I forgot to write down that ability that I picked up recently.
Do you?
It might be in, I can't swap to look, but it might be in the, I believe it's in your PM channel.
Yeah, Discord. All right. I'm just trying to remember if there was any major stipulation against using that against someone like him.
Pardon the pictures disappearing for a moment. I need to check this myself because I haven't renewed it.
So I believe. Yeah, I found it. I'll copy paste it for you at the bottom.
Thank you.
That was quoted from your post.
Yeah, POTUS is watching every little.
Oh yeah,
guy.
Lynn would be in ecstasy in this room, by the way. There's art objects, there's murals on the wall, there's all kinds of things that would just be eye candy for you. You would really be just almost unable to keep your hands off of some of the beautiful items.
Well, I'm doing my best. She's gripping. She's kind of keeping her hands behind her back and just squeezing fingers together just to keep in control. But would that particular version of that ability be able to be used on the undead?
Say that one more time.
Because I know the spell normally cannot be. I believe charmed cannot be done on undead. But with
Undead.
this version of that.
Many of them are resistant to charm, and so it is quite likely that he is immune to it. He looks like he's some kind of rather powerful undead.
Okay. I was just trying to figure out if there was a difference between that and what.
Basically, go to
yeah.
the spell of the same name.
Yeah. Okay.
If
It just.
read if it says, but from what I am seeing, I would say that he is resistant or immune.
Okay. Because it doesn't. It just says. if it can't be charmed or immune. Or if it can't be charmed, they're immune to the effect.
That's correct.
That's
And
why I was like,
what I'm saying as the DM
Yeah.
is basically you are welcome to try, but
Okay.
hinting that probably it would not work.
okay. Okay, then I am just going to go with the natural skill. Sorry, the wheels are turning, and I'm trying to figure out how
I
to
want
get a good result.
Lynn to give me a
Dun dun dun.
Constitution save, please.
Uh-oh.
We are so screwed now.
That's not too terrible.
You are resisting the pull of these artistic objects, but only barely. It's like you have to keep shoving your hands in any pockets you have to keep your hands off of them. You are having trouble focusing on what he's saying and what the players are saying because these objects are so beautiful.
Lightly bite the inside of my cheek.
Vlad this entire time
Okay.
has been casting detect magic, ritual casting and detect magic. So whenever that time runs out, you let me know and I'll put up my aura.
You can put it up because there's been quite a bit going on, so we will assume that was it a 10-minute cast?
Well, yeah, last 10 minutes. Oh, that actually is 30 feet. Okay. So I detect a weak aura from everything within that radius.
Once again, like your eye patch, you are just like knocked on your can from the amount of power and magic that is emanating from this room, and it is very definitely centered around him.
Are there any other sources of magic, like on the walls, something on the shelves, anything like that?
Many items on the shelf have their own magical aura of various different colors. You get, just every school of magic comes out of some item somewhere in this room. And he just has a rainbow of colors surrounding him.
He's definitely a very powerful caster. I don't know if he is what we are after, though.
I was thinking for a second. He's been here at least 400 years. And granted, memory might not be the greatest, but memory can be jogged if what I understand is correct. Does he know how to make those fancy crystals downstairs? The stuff that seals things.
The amber.
She just kind of like nods her head to one side, like,
Oh yes, Amber. I remember those. Oh, many of them were friends too. It's sad. That I remember. I remember the friends. Excellent. Excellent.
So I'm assuming the word, Strahd or things of that nature. Just
Yeah, he visits too. Yes. Oh, it's been a long time since he visited me. That doesn't please me. He should come more often,
I think
You were friends with the things inside of the amber, or you helped make the amber?
Well, both, I suppose.
we have our answer about this.
I don't think we are going to get any answers after this place. Is there any other way to get through? I know that there is more than just these two rooms.
Well,
He says no, and I just want to take a look around if there is any doors.
Why would you want to leave? We have everything here. Everything.
You said
he
your
looks at
friends?
He what?
He said when he says everything we need, he looks at the group of you.
Oh. I'm
You
grabbing my
said
staff,
your-
but I'm using it, or grabbing my spear, but I'm using it more like a staff right now.
You said your friends?
My friends abandoned me.
Who were your friends?
Oh, there were many of them, but I'm not sure in the end if they were my friends or not. They wanted to take what I had, you know. Oh, Exithan.
And he drifts off into repeating those phrases again.
Vlad is going to start going through his stuff to see if he can find anything of use.
Epotus, I think we have the answers we need. And she starts motioning to, like, kill him.
Wait, so Sylvia's motioning for Epotus to attack him?
Take him out!
Do I see this motion?
Yeah, she's kind of, like, on the same line as you guys. Just, like, trying not to be super obvious about it, but, like, kind of, like, kill it.
I thrust my spear in his face.
Yeah, Epotus pulls up the blade and stabs.
Oh, well, let's not be hasty here.
Nope, already done.
You really
Already
wanna
done.
kill him?
You will get a surprise attack because he was deep in thought. Are you actually attacking?
Yes.
They can agree.
When the person who for the past year has been preaching caution tells us to just kill somebody.
Roll
Yeah,
initiative.
I have to get back into this kind of thinking because for so many weeks of playing as Stannis, like I'm the one that's preaching caution. I got to remember I'm a character that doesn't preach caution right now.
Oh, my initiative sucks.
Oh yes, I get 2 rolls for initiative. I get a 21.
I don't think you needed the second one.
I could have gotten that 25, and I need to roll one more time because I forgot to actually.
We rolled really low in general.
I
You
rolled especially low in general.
No, Sylvia, Vlad, and Victor all have really low initiative.
Honey, it's red. I rolled the lowest.
Oh, I love being Derek. Advantage and +5 on initiative.
I miss my wizard.
I have a +5 on initiative. I still rolled a 1.
My wizard
Well,
had like
you
a
don't
plus
have
13
advantage.
to initiative.
Whatever.
Very good. Would you, those of you who did the attack, the surprise attack, please give me your rolls.
So, okay. Is it just one, or is there do we get our round, our surprise, or
That's what I
is he
said. If you
surprised and we don't
did
do
your
the-
surprise round, roll and attack.
Oh, only if I'm
And
surprised, so I can't
They've taken
rage.
all of the spell actives off of this. Hold on a second. Every time they do an update on Roll20, it clears the chart on NPC.
Measurement time.
Oh yeah, I also forgot I got a high bonus
Crap.
just to attack. +9.
Crap.
On a side note, I had already said that Vlad was rifling through his things. Would you like me to position him somewhere inside of the room, or just leave him there?
That's fine. Just leave him where he is because he stopped
Okay.
to try and find anything that could help this gentleman gain his memory, I think. So, all right, let's see what we've got. 13 missed, 18 hit, 14 missed. And I've got...
Doesn't Derek have one more attack?
Oh, do I have extra attack at this or no?
Yeah. Barbarians get extra attack at 5th level.
Yeah, it should.
Well, I mean, I know I have extra attack. I just
Well-
don't know if it counts at this
Well,
point.
it's not. I mean, basically, anybody who's surprised doesn't get to act on the first round.
Well, but I'm not surprised. I'm the one doing the surprising.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's why you give both attacks.
The
It's as
wizard
if
is
you have,
surprised.
except I don't know. Yeah, I guess even magic does too. But basically, you get a whole round with him not in it.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Then I'll attack again.
Okay, so yeah, so then if I get the whole round, then I'm also casting freaking spiritual weapon at 3rd level. Does a 21 hit?
Yes, it does. All right, I will figure those up. As you attack, his red eyes flick towards you in surprise. He's very startled that you are attacking him while he was thinking, but in quick motion, almost as if, and it may not with this, hang on, that may alter it. He throws his hands up in a reaction to your attack. And now that alters some things because that makes him, and how long does it? Only one round. Okay. You seem to get through, but you hit something that is like a magic shield, and your points and things stop, all except for one. Dirok manages to force his way through with the blood spear.
All right.
One hit, so you did 9 damage on him, and you hear a hiss of anger come out of this guy, and his eyes just become red coals, and they just turn on you with an anger.
Well, it looks like it will be mealtime sooner than I thought.
But you have no food in here.
Uh-huh.
I'm very angry.
Oh, I do now.
And with that, we are on the actual round. I will ask, from your position, do any of the rest of you have any actions you wish to do on the surprise round?
Vlad is also surprised. So I can't do anything.
I'm going to just cast Firebolt.
It misses. It ricochets off this, whatever it is, and goes wide. Dirok, your actual turn.
I fly into a rage because I am confused how he has food when there's no food in here. And I'll attack twice.
The first one hits.
All right. And then that ends my turn because I forgot that barbarians don't actually have a lot of shit to do.
No, they have one job.
I'm so used to my cleric.
Rip. It's okay, I'm looking through my spell slots and I'm going, can't use that, can't use that, can't use that, can't use that. I'm like, oh crap, I don't have a lot of abilities to use.
He swells up and lifts his hands, and his body seems to pull out into more of a fleshy-looking form. Some kind of magical force is drawing into him, and he almost seems to be getting larger as he does this. And he proceeds to hold out his hands, and I see just exactly 60 feet. But
I would like to say no to that ability, Madam DM. I'm assuming because I figured he's of magical nature and whatnot, he's casting a spell. I'd like to counterspell that.
At what level?
I'm trying to figure out which one I could burn. I'm gonna have to say a 4th level.
Give me the stats for rolling. It is not high enough. Therefore, what are the stats for countering it? Okay.
The DC would be 10 plus the spell's level that he's casting, and she has to roll a 1d20, add her proficiency and her charisma, or is it just her charisma? Spellcasting ability. So Lynn would roll the d20 plus proficiency plus charisma.
And the proficiency is the what? 5?
Proficiency currently should be 4.
So plus 9.
plus 9 in total if your charisma score is
5.
20. Yep. So d20 plus 9, and the DC is 10 plus whatever spell level he's casting with. For instance, if he was casting Dimension Door, it would be DC 14, because it's a 4th level spell.
I'm not going to tell you what the DC is, because it would tell you too much. Go ahead.
Of course. I'm just trying to make sure everything is,
That failed.
Fuck. Tried. You know what the sad part is, though? My actual spell save DC is higher than that shit.
That's probably counter spell, is it?
Huh?
Rely on them.
Yeah,
The problem
it's
with
his,
I know.
it's his DC is the problem.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. A single word that just reverberates the walls comes out of his mouth, and it sounds like it is a word out of the depths of the 9 hells. It's something that you just feel like you couldn't even wrap your mind around it. Now, I have to go into a mode here to see who he can see, because sight plays a part here. So I'm going to see
I think
if he
it's
can.
everybody except Victor.
He cannot
Pretty
see
much.
Victor. Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. He cannot see Victor. So Victor is the only one who is safe from this spell.
Can't.
One creature you can see.
He's casting Power Word something.
He's casting let's end this person's life.
He stares at, I guess it will have to be Vlad.
Why, Vlad? Vlad's not doing anything.
You're the one who's not going to be here in the future.
And you are hit by a power word that knocks you for 100 points.
Oh,
That's-
snap. That's...
If that was
no.
Power Word Kill, I just die.
Yeah.
If you're talking about Power Word Kill, if I have less than 100 hit points, I just outright die.
Power word kill.
and he's the one that we need to resurrect him if we needed it.
Alas, poor Vlad. We knew him well.
I threw that one that way not because I wanted it to be the outcome, but because that's just about the only outcome we can have and still have anybody but Victor. So yeah.
Well, technically, don't druids have some sort of revivify at this point?
I've got reincarnate, yeah.
You can't, just be aware in Barovia there are options, so just don't lose his body. Alright, with that, it is Apotus's turn.
I was going to cast Silence, but I didn't roll high enough.
Well, you're certainly silent now.
Okay, so as Vlad dies, what does Epotus see?
You see a wave of green, sickening, demonic almost energy come out of this creature and just beam straight at Vlad, and it's like he wants to make a point of what he can do, and he just drops Vlad in his tracks.
Epotus goes into a rage.
For Sir Lothar.
I have something that makes sense for Epotus to do, but it might screw up everybody else.
I don't know what you know about screwing up, but if you're talking about hitting people, I can take it. I'm raging.
It basically, actually, it actually might help you in a certain regard, but probably not. Shit. I don't know. Should I just do it?
Do it.
Well,
Okay.
Do it.
Epotus spends. Shit, I can't do it right now. Fuck.
Well, fine. Don't do it then. God.
Yeah, I can't do it. Damn it, that's the perfect time to do it. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. First off, he's going to do a bonus action to drop one of his first level spell slots into a sorcery point. And let me just read something really quick. Oh, no, I would have to do it like this. Okay. Yeah, and then he's going to spend those 2 sorcery points to cast Darkness on the Sunblade and create this mass of twilight that fills the room.
Okay. Who and what can see through it?
Me?
Hold on. I'm going to. The rest of you are going to have an interesting experience here in a moment.
So essentially what happens is he pulls out the Sunblade, and as he does, like, the gold in his scales just the color of his scales just completely drains away. His eyes go full purple, and he stares at the skeleton, at the lich guy, basically, and he says, "You've been here for 400 years and haven't died yet." And the room just fills with blackness.
And
It's
I'm going.
well past time.
Let me see. The way I've got to do this to give the effect is I've got to turn on dynamic. Let me try turning on dynamic lighting. I'm trying to get this to be an effect for the others so they can see what, or not see what is going on.
Now, darkness doesn't mean we can't hear things.
No, you can hear things just fine. It's just the way that it works here. Let me just actually post the ability.
No. I just, yeah.
Dirok, what can you see?
I have dark vision.
It does not
Does
work in
not
magical
work
darkness.
in magical
This is a
darkness.
magical darkness.
Yeah, that doesn't work with magical darkness.
What can you see? Can you see the room?
Who, me? Oh, can I actually see in the screen? Yeah, I can see everything actually still.
Well, that's what I'm trying to reset. So
Oh.
that you
Take
actually-
away.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
not everything. I have dynamic lighting, so I can't see like.
No, that's.
I see that there's a corner.
Blackness.
Here. Nope, I don't see total blackness.
Oh, I found my character.
Yeah. Well, let me see if they fix the auras.
I see a black
Yeah, they
screen.
did. I don't think you can do inverse dynamic lighting.
I'm trying to take off the sight, which would, without global illumination, they wouldn't be able to see. But we may have to just play it by
Let's just play with it, because otherwise it's going to get really wonky.
Anyway, yeah.
The auras are fixed. So the way that it works is that it sort of like if it's not in line of sight of me, so like it actually doesn't go through walls or around walls. It operates like inverting light.
Does Victor see the rest of the library?
Yeah, he would. Yeah, he's probably only seeing like this like shadow cast into the room, but it's not anything past south of where my arrow is just normal illumination, and anything north of the arrow is normal illumination.
Okay, so
And then
Victor can
this
see a
room-
little bit behind him, but he cannot see in front of him.
Yeah, he just hears Epotus very angrily say something, and then just suddenly there's just this pitch black that comes through.
Well, this is exactly the opposite of usual.
Yeah, that's an action, so that's the turn.
All right, Vlad has nothing he can do at the moment. We'll kind of leave him in the order in case something happens, but
Change it.
yeah. Victor.
Victor is going to stay at a distance, but he is going to send in a cave bear to go check things out.
Where would the cave bear come from?
His
From
mind.
magic.
It sprang
Yes.
from his mind.
It's coming from downstairs, obviously.
I can't see shit, but yeah, just for no fucking reason, I guess you hear and maybe feel this bear stumble into the room.
The DM
Oh,
picks
no.
what the creature is, just so you know.
I was kind of hoping it stays a bear. I could see this as a great omen because I am a bear totem barbarian.
I actually can't see shit on roll 20, so I'm just gonna roll the.
Down.
Does the bear manage to find the undead?
Now that's what I call a cave bear.
Yeah, it does have keen smell.
How large an animal is it? Is it medium or large?
Large.
Then it's just about that big. It walks over Vlad. Walk. Walk. It is now
Great,
sitting
you just
on
really
Vlad.
killed Vlad.
Sorry, what was that?
It is now sitting on Vlad. But anyway, what are you? Can you do anything beyond casting it?
Well, Victor kind of directs it to seek out the less fresh scent of death, the one that's still moving around, and wants it to, find the enemy and attack it. So, is it able to stumble its way through and actually find the enemy in the darkness?
I would say that it would have very good scent, and yes, it probably would be able to get close enough that it would have a fairly normal attack on the thing.
Okay.
The problem being that there are a couple of people on either side of it. But yeah,
All right, so I think maybe the claws hit.
the claws hit.
For,
The claws hit. The bite did not.
and ignore the second number because it's not me wild shaped; it's an actual bear.
Okay, so the damage is 13.
Yes.
Let me double check something here.
What's funny is the party would probably think it's actually Victor. A strange animal comes out of nowhere. You assume it's
Would
him.
the bear be considered a magical attack?
Let's see. So with conjure animals, I think they're
also
considered a
considered
beast
fae,
and also fae.
I'll call it that it's a magical attack then. In which case it does hit for 13 damage. By the way, as this creature, I didn't say this part, but as this creature swelled up at its attack and seemed to look more healthy and spewed out this word, what followed immediately after it was another word that it shouted out almost like Eureka, and it said, "Exit Fenter!" Sylvia.
I'm assuming
Yes.
that he shouted his name.
I'm here. Yes.
Was that another power word? I don't think that one worked.
It is Sylvia's turn.
Yeah. I'm. Sorry. I wasn't sure if there was more to what you were going to say, but Whew. Well, this is not going according to plan.
No kidding.
Yeah. Well, you know. Man, you had to go find a job and take away your weekends. Anyways.
Not the gumdrop buttons.
I am going to. 'Cause I think I was fairly close to the wall when this started. I'm gonna feel my way across the wall towards the door and keep going.
Give me,
remembering that it was. Huh?
as you're feeling your way across, just for the halibut, would you give me a perception check?
Perception? Boop. Why is my boat? Why is my
You
having
are,
terrible rolls?
as you kind of knock things over and push things off shelves and what have you, and eventually bump into the desk, but as you start out feeling your way, that empty section of wall seems to have a seam in it. But you are able to feel your way sufficiently that you have gotten to the desk, and a mass of humanity and or sanity. What is a bare anity? Orsicanity?
A massive fat.
I have Ursinity.
Yeah, something of that sort. So you bump into Dirok and a growling mass of fur.
Oh, I figured I'd kind of be hugging the wall and making my way out, not
Oh,
blindly
let
stumbling
me-
through the dark.
Let me do. Let me see if I can get a. There isn't a blank one. Let me create a blank page here, because I want you guys to see the kind of thing that you've got going in that space.
Whee.
Are you able to see this page without me moving
Yes.
markers? All right, let me pull out, and I'm going to draw very large what you've got. You've basically got a room. There is a door that's about like that. There is a desk. I'm going to have to use polygon on this one.
There you go. Had to re-scroll it because it was like zoomed in before.
There's a desk there and the door is swung open against it. The rectangle
Oh, okay.
is the door opening. The door is kind of attached to the desk behind. You have
Sorry. I thought the door was like over here.
the door is where I've drawn it.
Okay.
For some reason, I'll just use squares. For some reason, I can't seem to get the alt to make an ellipse. But anyway, that's where Exothanter is. If POTUS is it POTUS or Dirok that's in this position? The other one of the two, in fact, I've got to take these and move them a bit because they're right against the desk. There, that time the circle worked. But anyway, you've got a bear right in between the two of them. So you basically have absolutely no way that you can get through from here. You are blocked
Okay.
in every way. But this is where you detected something funny about the wall. Okay, let me take you back to the picture page.
Hmm.
Okay, so you basically just got desk, bear, Dirok and Apotus jammed in that opening, and Exithanter standing in front of them all, and a dead body laying in the hall behind.
Alright, since there's no way for me to get over there, I'll, in the dark, fumble my way back towards the weird seam that you were saying I felt.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll make my way back over to that and see what I can do there.
You, what are you going to try to do?
Open it? I don't know. I'm not 100%
Are
sure.
you trying to push it? What are you trying to do?
Well, it's either sit here in the darkness, since escape is not an option. I guess I'm just gonna try to see if it opens somehow in the dark.
When you push on it, you hear a click like it is trying to open, but you get the sense that the door itself is actually fighting you. But you can tell that something tried to open.
Huh. I guess I'll just try harder, because I have not much options to do. I mean, I can blindly cast an AoE, but that's really gonna screw up a bunch of people.
There is something holding the door.
Oh, that makes me sad now.
Hold the door.
Too soon. Way too soon for these jokes. God, you guys are...
No,
Lad's body.
Alright.
If I have to drag that corpse down the whole frickin' mountain back to Valaki so we can reincarnate it, I will.
All right, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to do something. Well, I guess trying to do the door would be your action, so, yeah. Let's move on to Dirok.
All right.
There's not much I can do.
I'm seeing as I can actually still see the screen. I'm just gonna not look at the screen, and if I need to move, Madam DM, I'm gonna need you to make my movement for me.
Upside, you can reckless attack, and it'll
that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing right now. Like right now, I'm assuming he hasn't moved yet, so reckless attack, and I'm attacking him twice.
She's the dark.
And it's done at disadvantage?
Well, reckless attack gives me advantage, so it's just the first roll, as if I'm not having a normal thing. So it's an 18 and a 28 for me.
The 28 hits?
The 18 does not. Oh, this is not good, guys.
But the 28 did.
Who would expect the squishy mage to have, high AC?
Let's see. And with that attack, you have a sense of like you were fighting with him and pushing against him and couldn't get through to him. And for a moment, it almost feels like he staggered back for a second. You do not know what happened, but he kind of staggered back. And let me see how many.
If I feel him staggering back, I would move forward an equal distance.
He doesn't. It's like he was kind of startled by something, but he stands his ground. But I'm trying to see just.
Okay.
Okay, he can. All right. You have any other bonuses?
No bonus actions. However, I guess I would still make my movement after that second attack, and knowing where he is, I'm moving up close to where I've, felt the puncture, I guess, going through. So I would move forward to where I did my last attack.
Okay, so kind of like this to get on the side of him.
I guess one
bumped
step
by a big furry bear.
I'm confused by it, but I'm assuming I hit my target because, like I said, I'm not turning back on the screen. I assumed I hit my target. I am ignoring everything else, even if I hit Apotus or anyone else. I'm moving forward to what I think is the actual enemy.
Yeah, I'm putting you around there to kind of get the visuals a little better. You just kind of shift around to his north side a little bit to get away from the bear that's bumping you. Okay. He is now somewhat considerably blinded, so let me see what he's going to do. Now, Apotus, you can see through the darkness, right?
Yes.
I guess I would need a POTUS to rely on.
Yeah, and any spells that require him to see can't do anything. It's like silence, but like cheap.
He can't cast a spell that requires him seeing the target, is what you're saying.
I mean, neither can anybody else, so that kind of screwed up.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I can't do much.
Power word, spear and face. But yeah, no, Apotus, you're now my blind seeing eye dragonborn.
Hey guys, think of it this way: if we do die here, at least we'll get to the other campaign faster.
True. I kind of don't want to have it end all the way here right like that, though, but...
Well, you know...
The Friday campaign saves the world, we don't.
Yeah, especially that. No.
Apotus sees a blur, and it's like an amoeba divided, and there are 4 of him standing in front of you. It is Apotus's turn.
If you're going to split into that many, let's just take care of this. And he's going to do his 2 attack.
Which of the 4 are you attacking?
Oh, he's actually 4 different locations?
Yeah, and it almost looked like they shifted positions. You don't know if he's in the original position or not.
He's going to attack the closest one with the 29 presumably hits, the 13 presumably misses, and then the blade is then the fun blade is going to go to the back one.
Question. Sorry. How big is the room?
It's at least 20 feet in height.
Oh, wait, wouldn't I have advantage because he can't see? And I can.
You have to give me... Now, let's start with the one nearest you. You targeted the nearest one. Give me a D20 roll. Let's see. Each time a creature targets you with an attack during the spell's duration, roll a D20 to determine whether the attack instead targets one of your duplicates. Okay, I roll it. Excuse me. I'm the one who rolls it.
Okay.
All right. You hear a yipe of pain with that. Let's see, 6 or higher. Yes. All right. So you hear a yipe of pain from one of those blade attacks.
Okay, does the 19 hit before I do anything else?
Let's see. Where is the 19? You have advantage. Oh, the advantage. At the moment, yes, it does hit.
Okay.
But let me give you. I've got to give a second D20 for that one, because I wasn't counting it. Woo. Okay, so he's not happy at the moment. You heard some yikes. So let me subtract these. It was 19 and 16.
16.
All right. So
and then on the
20,
29 that
35.
hits, I'm doing. And then on the 19 that hits, I'm doing a 4th level divine smite. And hopefully that'll just be my turn.
Okay, what are you doing on the 4th level? Oh, that one. Okay. So,
So in total,
you're adding another 23 to it?
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, crazy question. Did Apoda say out loud that the guy split apart?
Yeah, he said okay, now you're okay,
Okay.
now there's 4 of you. Okay, let's get rid of it.
Okay.
Do I hear this through my rage?
I would say probably. We're standing right freaking next to each other.
Okay.
Derek, there's one in front of you. Stab it.
There
Okay.
we go. That's
Crazy
what I need.
question. Crazy question. Since I can't see the map, can you ping where the center of the map is? Okay. So right
Center
about
of the
there.
room is where, yeah, the center of the room is where my ping was.
Okay, so it was right about here.
I would also say this is only darkness. She could hear where the battle is probably taking place as well.
Yeah, we're all like right next to each other.
Oh, I mean, I moved to the far corner, technically.
I mean,
How wide is the room?
These are 10-foot squares, so it's 30 feet.
Alright. So that might not work. Okay.
No, these are 5-foot squares. I don't know why your tokens are that small. Yeah, these are 5-foot squares, so the room's only 15 feet wide. Your tokens ought to be bigger.
Was I looking at the right? No, I was looking at the right one. I know it's not my turn yet. Sorry, I'm trying to plan ahead.
Okay. Anyway, it is Victor's turn.
All right. So the bear is going to go ahead and attack. Let's see. Why did I close the bear sheet? All right. And
Neither of those hit.
Okay. And let's see. Is there anything actually useful I can do? Victor will say, "What's going on in there? Even I can't see anything."
Anybody going to respond to him?
Thank you for your valuable insight. Anyone else?
We're taking care of business. He split into 4 sides, and now we're trying to hack him into pieces. Well, as long as he can't see us, he can't do that shit again. He killed Vlad.
Well, shit. I can see if I can do something about that, but so Victor is going to go ahead and I guess he will.
I mean, you could drag Vlad's body out of there if you can find him.
You know, if
I
you need
would
a snack.
assume that if he felt
Yeah, I guess
well-
Victor. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Victor will feel his way into the passage and try and drag Vlad out before he gets blasted by a freaking fireball or something.
No snacking on him.
All right, just don't leave me unsupervised too long.
It has
Damn.
been a while.
That sounds wrong.
It has been a while. Okay, so it is Darok's turn.
Oh, we just get my turn?
Yeah.
Sylvia?
Yes, we skipped your turn.
Don't be like that.
Okay, there we go.
No, she's just being sassy for all the times I forget to do her turn.
Okay. Oh my god. All right. I'm trying to figure out what I can do that isn't going to require vision. I had an idea, but I don't think it was going to be wide enough. I mean, I'm assuming from where I had measured out, his copies are further out than that point, huh?
You don't have any idea. A POTUS
Oh,
who
I know.
can
I
see,
don't. I'm at. I know.
a
I don't
POTUS
have.
who can see doesn't have any certainty of which one's which.
Yeah, the spell wouldn't have given a shit about that. I just needed to know if it was going to reach on an out of character level. I mean, I can still do it, but you said okay. So you said the room is 15 feet wide.
Yes. Let me take an arrow here, which I think you can see. Can you see that
Yeah.
arrow? Yeah, that's the width
Yeah.
of the room. The length of the room is 20 feet. This from there to there.
Okay. It's hard to figure this out. This is like, I swear to God, this is like playing freaking Battleship right now. I am literally playing Battleship.
I don't know why it didn't work for Dirok that he still can see, but that's what I wanted to do, was to give you the effect of this is a dark room.
I can't see anymore. Okay.
Yes.
Sylvia, if you can shoot something in my direction, he's right next to me.
Okay. All right. There's still. All 4 copies are still up.
Yes.
Okay. POTUS, since you can see it, how many of the copies are clustered?
They're right in front of me.
They're literally all right in front of me.
They're all right in front of me. And at that moment, POTUS drops concentration.
No, don't. Keep it up.
Keep it up? Okay.
Keep it
Never
up.
mind.
Keep it up.
He thinks about dropping concentration, and he doesn't.
Yeah, don't. Okay, and you really haven't moved, so you're like roughly about here-ish.
You would still remember.
Yeah. No. This is me, OOC League. Figured it all out.
You remember me? I was in the other corner.
Yeah. So.
And I can swap over to that battle drawing that I made if you need a quick reference.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do it for precise measurements. Okay, so if he's here, and it's 20 out there. All right, so I'm gonna throw. It'll be about 10, a little bit lower than half the length of the room. It's hard to describe without seeing guidelines. Basically, what I'm going to do is I am going to cast Shatter at 4th level, just behind where I'm assuming those things are, so they are not hitting POTUS and Durok. But it's gonna basically just clobber all of those things together. If that makes sense.
Are you able to see that oval?
Oh yeah, it just says a point of your choice within range. It doesn't say you have to be able to see it.
I don't have to see them.
Sylvia, are you able to see the oval?
No. Actually, I can't see anything right now. I think I've accidentally scrolled the window. Yeah.
This is a surprisingly effective strategy. It's working better than I thought it was going to.
And the thing is, I would have remembered the layout of the room because I took the time to circle it and investigate.
What are you casting?
I'm casting Shatter at 4th level.
Oh, okay. Well, give me the spell and let me see it, and we'll see who gets hit and what.
Well, I'm trying to angle it so it's like it's based off where I'm hearing POTUS and where I knew where he was. It's behind where I'm assuming the targets are and going forward, but the radius is only 10 feet.
So are you able? I thought 60 feet casting, but the radius of it is 10 feet. Okay.
10 feet, yeah.
So if you let me get an arrow up here. If you cast a 10-foot radius, it will basically hit this way, and it'll go through the walls more or less. It'll ricochet off the walls this way, but it will exactly fill the room if you go dead center.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out, because that's why I was like trying to. Because you said it was 15, so I've got like 5 feet of wiggle room. But if I'm doing it just past that 5-foot line, it should, in theory, clip everything that's there. But it's 20 length, so
You're over calculating it. You are
I know. Sorry.
You're going to be able to get everything in this room.
Okay.
What about yourself? Does it emanate out away from you, or does it?
It's whatever point I pick, 10 feet.
Then do you need to do a con save?
It's not a concentration. It's just a one-time drop and boom.
Okay, that says con save.
She's asking if you do it from this point, do you have to do it too?
Yeah, I was hoping
within 10 feet.
It's pretty much everybody has to do it.
Everybody in this room is going to have to do it unless you have some reason you will not be.
Just
but
do it.
You all do get
I can
my
take the
bonus.
hit. I can take the hit.
Don't get
I
my
don't know
bonus.
if I can.
Okay. Go
You got my
ahead,
bonus.
Sylvia. Do it. We'll go with it. All right, Sylvia, roll your con save. DC
Okay.
17, and I need him.
I forget if I have anything. I know I have advantage on strength checks. I'm pretty sure I don't for con checks.
It's a con save, dude. Just roll that con save.
Well, I'm seeing if I have advantage or double rolls or anything. That's a 24.
You're fine.
Okay, Sylvia, you take your own damage.
That's what I was trying to figure.
Otis takes the damage.
Darkness drops.
What drops?
Darkness drops. That hit me hard enough that it knocked me out of concentration.
Okay, and all of you, let me turn the lighting back on just a moment so everybody can see everything.
See, that's why it's very misleading, because if I had angled it correctly, it shouldn't have hit any of us.
It makes sense.
It
That
does,
you just
but
pointed and just moved
Don't
on.
overthink it, Sylvia. Don't overthink it. You're fine.
that's why I don't.
Just do what you have to do. Sometimes you have to do things like
I
that.
have-
Is everybody able to see?
Nope.
Okay,
Nope.
let me get this.
We have the opposite problem now.
Yeah, hang on. I'll fix it. I know what's wrong.
There we go.
So, what was the full damage? Was it the 7 plus 18?
Yes,
Or was it just the
25.
7? Okay.
25
So
damage.
25, so I take 12 or 13. I forget. Is it, if it's half, is it high or low?
Round down.
Round down? Okay, so 12.
Yeah, I would have been able to not hit any of us.
Move
No.
on. Just let it go.
I'm sorry.
Right, anybody-
It's one of those spells that I'm always very precise on. That's why.
Is anybody still blinded? Yeah, Victor is.
No, I can see.
Okay.
Oh, right. I can't see around me, but I could see. Maybe the bear could see, actually.
Yeah, the drop.
Vlad can't see.
This is true.
Oh, just
Yeah,
open your
don't
eyes.
go to the
Oh,
light. Don't
wait.
go to the light.
Too soon.
All right, so everybody's able to see, but when you come out, contrary to what Apotus said to you, there is only one of him.
Well, I can't hear him anyways because I'm still raging.
All right, so we are now to Dirok.
Alrighty, let me get back onto the sheet so I can hit it in the face. That's a 25 and a 15.
The 25 hits. 12.
15 does not.
And you have any other attacks before we go on?
Nope, that's it. Nope. I can only do 2 attacks and or rage, and I've already raged.
Ooh, I just realized. The duplicates did drop, but it did not do as much damage to him as you would have expected.
Even though it's magical damage?
Even though it's magical damage, but it did blow all the duplicates out.
You need to get the kill stealer out.
All right,
How much damage was that again?
25.
Yeah, I'm halfway through my life.
Let's see. He turns around and repeats the same maneuver you did, and another thunder wave hits the room.
Oh, snap.
I'm gonna counterspell that one.
Give me a DC 20 plus 9 roll.
Yeah. Just trying to figure out what level I'm. I'll do it at 4th level again. So that will take all those out. Sorry, trying to find my page again.
You actually
Oh, wow. That's a good roll.
Yeah, you actually managed to counterspell that one. Let me take that one off. He actually cast that at, he actually cast that at 5th level, so... Okay, Apotus.
Very bad at getting hit with my own spell.
Apotus shifts into position. He's going to cast Wrathful Smite on the blade, and then he's going to do his 2 attacks.
As you attack, you again see his hands come up in some kind of defensive reaction, and you feel that power encircle him again, and only the second one hits.
Okay, so the second one hits, so the Wrathful Smite gets added to it, so that's just 1d6. So 3 psychic damage. I'm going to do a 3rd level Divine Smite. So in total...
Something's wrong here. I typed in the 25 instead of adding the 25. I've got to correct it. That should be, yeah.
Oh, and also...
It's doing the same thing again. When I type in a minus, it's not giving me...
That was the problem I was having a couple weeks ago. I can't remember if it was Strahd or the other game, so I just had to do the math on the character sheet itself.
Yeah, I had to completely redo the hit points because it was, when I was typing in a minus 35, it just gave me a 35, which isn't what I wanted. So you are adding an additional 8?
Yeah, because the Divine Smite adds an additional 1d8 if it's against undead, but up to a maximum of 5d8, so...
He drops.
Oh, he's dead.
And there is a hiss, like the release of a fetid air. You can smell this death scent come out of him that rises up like a miasma out of the body as it drops. And it swirls and spirals around the room swings around Sylvia a couple of times, like it's almost looking at her, and disappears through the crack she felt in the wall.
POTUS just continues hacking at the corpse.
Yeah, I guess I would probably have to do a wisdom save since I'm raging, if I would even notice. Nope, I don't notice. I keep thrusting the spear right into his head.
And you are out of combat in spite of your bloodlust.
And he turns and just runs out the room towards the corpse.
What happened? I see POTUS run away, and I'm looking back towards Sylvia.
The bear kind of sniffs at this corpse and decides it wants nothing to do with it and makes its way out as well.
Yeah, the corpse, when it collapsed, it just shriveled and shriveled until it was a dry husk like a mummy that's been out in the desert for 400 years.
Sylvia, what happened?
Miscalculations.
So I didn't see him actually go down. He doesn't even look injured. I can reincarnate him, but he won't look the same.
POTUS just drops to his knees, like lets the blade go.
Victor starts burning.
Yeah. He didn't even care. He just ran in. He drops the sword, drops the shield, drops to his knees next to Vlad's body, and just.
There is a sense as you let go of the handle of extreme panic, sadness, and despair that comes from the sword. And the last thing you hear as you let go of the hilt is, "Not again!"
Talk about abandonment issues.
And POTUS goes to like.
Oh, and
check
the light goes
time,
out, by
to,
the way.
Pulse. And...
I forgot to mention when it
Yeah,
doesn't.
if he ran out here with it turned on, then Victor would be over about here by now.
When you hear this despair, the blade just the lightsaber goes back into the hilt and it is no longer lighted.
Yeah, he drops and then he checks Vlad to see if there's a pulse or anything.
He seems to be very dead.
Victor's kind of regenerating from being burned by the sword, and he's like, "So, would you like me to do the reincarnation?"
And he just lets out he just grabs Vlad, pulls it up, and just lets out like a Klingon roar.
We laugh, but
Yeah, POTUS is not in a good place, and his coloration has not come back, and he's just like roaring, deafening.
D-Rock! Sylvia!
I'm gonna toss the room and see if there's any spells that could spell scrolls to see if there's anything useful in the room.
Of course she does. Goddamn.
No, I have powerful magician person in a room with lots of magic shit in here. If there happens to be a scroll we can use.
POTUS thinks a moment.
I'm gonna look for an exit.
It's like it's been 6 weeks or something. And he reaches.
Calm down, Drogon.
He takes the blade. And he takes his blade, sheaths it, doesn't even care, and just vaults over the stairs to land on the floor below.
Where are you running off to?
He doesn't say anything to you.
Well, yeah,
No,
he's not. We're not even in the
No.
room.
I'm asking what was Steely, sorry.
You'll find out.
Give me a dexterity save, please.
And your weight has broken both your legs, and you can't run anywhere.
You managed to pull it off. You jump nimbly to the floor.
Yeah, there's just a.
What the hell?
He starts making his way towards one of the amber.
Okay,
Can you
what are the
move,
while
please?
he is going, which we'll handle in just a moment, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm asking Sylvia if she could move, please.
I thought I mentioned I'm getting up and I'm tossing the room to see if there's anything useful.
Dirac, come out here, please.
I'm pushing against this wall.
Going back to regular
I guess
fog of war.
both walls to see if there's anything, because
Like Sylvia,
Mist moved over in this direction. I don't know what direction.
like Sylvia, you can feel like a shudder of the door trying to move, but there is something resisting you, and it doesn't feel physical.
Something's resisting me, but it doesn't feel physical.
It's not like the desk. When you pushed into this room, you shoved hard enough and the desk started to move. It was blocking the door, but it eventually moved with enough strength. You bash and shove yourself against this, and you can feel it. There's some movement there, but something more than a physical resistance is fighting you.
I'm gonna give it a running charge.
Give me a dex save.
A dex save. I have advantage of dexterity saves. Danger sense. That's an 18.
You managed not to get injured when you ran into it.
When I ran into the wall,
Into
nothing
the
happens.
door.
Oh, there's a door. So do I run through it then, or?
You bounce off of it and bounce back several steps.
I grab my axe and I'm starting to at it.
Victor pokes his head into the room and he says, "That looks very fun, but if POTUS got kind of crazy and ran off, now is not a good time for this."
The mist flew into this area.
And
Victor, if you want to
I'm
try,
going to have to find the one you are after. Do you remember which one it was, Ippotus?
I believe it was the one that was on the is on this side.
Okay, let me...
As a reminder, I am in fact a vampire, and the crazy unstable man has a light sword. I don't think I can do much about this.
I think it was
Yeah.
Go stop him. And I'm keep hacking at the door or wall.
Are you
Or
able?
wall.
Yeah. So let me see what we've got. Was it in this room, Ippotus? Yeah, all right. Let me grab that room and see. That is room without a number. What room without a number?
Dirac, didn't you say you always wanted to ride bareback? I have a good friend out there that is eager and waiting.
I am ignoring him right now.
yeah.
I mean, he's already riding a goat, you know.
I'm gonna turn. I'm going to turn, look at Duroc, and I'll use suggestion on Duroc to tell him to go find it.
No. No. The mist went into this area. We need to stop the mist.
All right, let me...
Or rather, I will just use regular persuasion and just say he's gonna go open one of those crystals downstairs.
I don't care
You
about those
think he
crystals.
Ah, shit, that probably is what he's going to do, isn't it?
Alright,
It's
so
probably what I
let
would do
me
if I wasn't
co-
here
let
looking for
me
stuff.
You will
grab
have to
this.
use suggestion against me. I am
I'm
focused on this.
No, I'm not going to use suggestion on you.
I'm-
Because the thing is, sorry, go on. Sorry.
I have to keep taking my button off because the sound comes through my mic because I don't have headsets, so it's hard for me when everybody's talking. Epotus, I'm going to grab this item and try to get it into the information so you can do it, but I've got to find it on the Roll20 sheet so I can copy it to you.
All right, Victor gives up, and for what little good it'll do, he rides bareback to make it down and run after a post.
I did yell for Sylvia to follow. It's up to her if she's going to follow.
I'm going to cast Dispel Magic on the door so Dura can get through.
Ooh.
For what it's worth, the bear has slightly more move speed. It has 40-foot move.
It's in your private message in Discord.
Nope.
And so you are breaking that?
He's staring at it.
Yeah, Victor will get to him as soon as he's able. The bear is faster than Epotus, but Victor took a little while trying to convince Duroc and Sylvia before leaving.
Who is following Epotus downstairs? Anyone?
Just Victor and the bear.
Come on, Victor, have that heart to heart. Go ahead and convince him. You got that.
This
vampire
is
charm.
like the worst possible person.
Yeah, Victor knows damn well.
You know what? Or you know what? Maybe, you know what? It might be the right person.
Yeah, he knows all
Well,
about
it's not going
death.
to be Duroc. I'm just going to punch you if I went down there. You know,
We'd
payback
have
for
that-
what you
we'd
did to
have-
me for not
we'd have-
for
We'd
not
have
doing.
that duel. We'd have that duel.
Oh no, that's going to be settled after Strahd.
Victor, can you see the room?
Yeah.
Epotus is standing and staring at an amber block.
Oh, what did I just do?
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, just close that window.
So Victor comes magnificently riding down, and he says, Epotus, that is not the right thing to do.
Isn't it?
It is, in fact, not. Let's talk about this.
Why
We
not?
have options.
And Roll20 just kicked me.
I failed my protege, and now I failed my partner. Why shouldn't I bring him back?
We can bring him back through methods that do not involve unsealing unknown terrible nemesis.
I'll handle it when the time comes.
Or we could try reviving him with methods we already have, the normal way.
Such as he's the one who has those methods.
I have one too. I can reincarnate him.
And why should I trust you to do that?
Because I haven't stabbed you in the back yet, have I? Look, I know you may not be too comfortable with the whole undead thing, but it's not like I'm trying to turn him into a vampire. I'm telling you, I can reincarnate him. Literally.
You made
this
a
is
choice,
not-
why can't I make one?
What? What is that even supposed to mean?
I kind of wish I was there now.
I know.
I mean, they're probably not being terribly quiet.
I mean,
They were just at the bottom of the
you're-
spiral staircase.
you're in this. You're in the. I thought you were in like one of the other rooms.
We're
No,
just like
we're
one.
just downstairs.
We're just like one level down from the giant gate.
Yeah, the sound probably travels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, but I am also hacking at a doorway right now with my axe, so that's probably being muffled.
Look, would Vlad want you to do this?
and he doesn't attack the amber, but he punches it.
Victor kind of squints to see how far into the danger
not like
zone we are.
not like a
Like frustration.
mud
Like
punch.
a
It's just like
defeated
a frustration, like
Yeah.
There is
he
a
has a point,
sound.
but I don't want him to have a point.
There is a sound reverberating through the room that sounds like a voice that comes out of a well. And Victor even can feel it reverberate around the walls of the room. And it simply says, "Welcome to Zadoon."
Hi, Zadoon.
These stones have evil in them. You should not talk to them.
If I didn't talk to things that have evil in them, I wouldn't be speaking to you now.
Fair point. Fair point.
Now,
What is your
what are
gift again,
Sylvia?
Zadoon?
What's Sylvia doing all this time?
I was checking the room to see if there's any like scrolls of Revivify or some crazy nonsense like that.
I think she did say she was going to cast Dispel Magic on the door I was trying to attack. Maybe?
Yeah. I also stopped and did that because watching Duroc bounce off it is like, okay, this is something special.
Throw up the Dispel Magic spell for me, please, on the screen.
Oh yeah, of course. Where is it? At level 3, because I'm not gonna waste too many spell slots. Question on a different level. What does Raise Dead do exactly?
Pull it up on the compendium.
Yeah.
You return a dead creature you touch to life, provided it's been dead no longer than 10 days. If the creature's soul is both willing and at liberty, the creature returns to life with 1 hit point. It neutralizes any poison, cures non-magical diseases that affected it at the time of its death, doesn't remove magical diseases, curses, or similar effects. And if they aren't removed prior, it returns. It can't return undead to life. It closes all mortal wounds, but doesn't restore missing body parts. And
it's
from the dead is
perfectly
ordeal. Target takes a -4 penalty to all attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks. And it requires a 500 gold diamond, which the spell consumes.
Do we have one?
I know we have Diamond Dust. Corpse. I know that we have Diamond Dust.
We did have diamonds.
So
There were a lot of gems in those treasure rooms downstairs, which you left untouched.
I mean, we should probably search Vlad first.
But is it one that's going to cost 500 gold pieces off the top of our heads? Does anybody know?
I mean, you'd have to search Vlad.
I'm going to go search Vlad.
Meanwhile, I'm still hacking at the door.
I'm going to
wall.
also shave and a haircut knock on Duroc's back and say, I have an idea. I want someone with me. And I can't get through the wall. There it goes. Yay.
You need to do that same kind of 20 plus your 9 on the door. Same thing as you did with the counterspell.
Okay. Okay. Boop.
And that would be, yes, actually it was enough. The door, an aura you realize the wall changes color, and as it does so, you hear a sigh of like the creature's voice as if from very far away, very distant, you hear his name spoken. And it just kind of echoes off into the distance.
I knew it, he still lives. And I push my way through the wall.
Okay, let me go back up to that one while
Even though I asked you to come with me?
Yes, because I'm on a one-man mission right now. That thing was not dead. That was too easy to kill.
Don't split the party too far.
Nope.
Just saying.
Nope. We're Scooby-Dooing this.
Alright, Scooby-Doo. A ritual cast is how long? 10 minutes?
Oh, whoops.
Yep. It adds 10 minutes to the casting time, yeah.
There we go.
When you step into the room, you see a black, like onyx statue in the room. It is quite large. It looks like a hand that is ripping up out of the floor like it was grasping at something, a huge hand that's about 3 feet across and about 4 feet high. This carved black onyx hand that is reaching up and gripped tightly into the palm and fingers of the hand is a chest.
A chest?
Made out of bronze.
I'm thinking that's a phylactery.
I should probably... Do I know anything about liches? Can I make a roll for that?
I'm thinking the police are coming to stop you.
I'm a orc barbarian, so I don't know if I actually
would be
know
an
this.
arcana roll.
Arcana roll. That's an 8.
Yeah, this is beyond something that you really know much about.
I'm looking around for a ghost then.
The room is completely and totally bare. Doesn't even have dust in it. It is empty as can be. Just this gleaming onyx hand with this bronze box in it.
Show yourself, ghost.
Nothing.
I will take your treasure if you don't show yourself, ghost.
There
Don't
is
touch that
nothing
shit.
but your own
I'm
voice
going to.
echoing off the wall.
I attack the black hand. Not the treasure box, just the hand. I'm using the great axe against the black statue.
Give me an attack.
With the great axe. That'd be wait, I should have attacked recklessly. That'd be a 14.
Your sword kind of bounces off of it with a heavy ringing sound that almost leaves your hand hurting when you hit this onyx. It's clearly stronger than you would expect, and it doesn't take a roll for you to figure out it's probably magically protected.
I will destroy your treasure.
I'm gonna call from the other room. Hey, Durok, I could use your help in here.
I'm ignoring her. I want to kill this ghost.
I'm gonna shriek like I'm being attacked.
I'm going to ignore her.
You're such a dick.
I don't have any reasons to believe you. You lied to me already so many times.
Meanwhile,
You trust me though. That's the thing. You don't know I lied to you.
I trust you for certain things, not oh hey, help me. Oh no, something's attacking me now.
meanwhile downstairs, what's happening with Apotus and Victor?
Epotus, thus far, he pulls his hand back, and then his hand starts going for the sword.
Epotus, why don't you come up with me? That stone is not going anywhere. The others are upstairs, and I think Sylvia was looking for a scroll she could use.
Victor, give me a persuasion roll. Apotus, give me an insight roll.
The one thing I'm good at, not.
One thing I'm not
Not
very
listening.
good at.
Oh no!
He's not listening to you, Victor. So what is a POTUS going to do before we go back upstairs to what's going on up there?
Put it away, POTUS. Let's try to find a better way. You are supposed to be a man who has principles. I do not think this is within your principles.
Meanwhile, within a POTUS's mind, there is a swirl of dark, but inside, like a sphere of dark cloud. But in the silver lining of the dark cloud, you see a picture of Vlad standing up and walking away full of life. Victor does not see this.
Victor tells the bear to try and gently pull a POTUS away by his belt.
Does the bear come up to do that?
Yes.
The POTUS turns and stabs the sunblade into the bear.
Oh, that's just rude. That bear didn't do anything to you.
Give me an attack roll.
The bear very insistently tries to pull you back to the stairs.
So essentially what happens is the bear comes up and goes to pull POTUS. There's a twinge of just complete hatred on his face, and he goes to stab into the bear, but something is keeping him from committing to it, and the blade deactivates as the hilt hits the bear.
The blade fought you. As you tried to stab this bear, you could feel the blade going, "This isn't right. No!" And you missed.
Come on, come upstairs. Don't make me tell Birok on you for what you just did. That was a bad thing. You're better than that.
I have a picture of Danny's face going all crazy clean, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, what am I doing?"
I kind of like to think that he goes to stab the bear, and the bear just kind of armpits it, just to make him feel better. That it looks like it did it.
Right, the bear
POTUS slowly allows himself to be dragged.
All right.
Sorry.
That's good. Up we go. Up we go. Nice and easy.
Say another word, and I won't miss you.
I'm gonna look over the edge. I'm gonna do something even crazier than before, so wish me luck. And I'm gonna start drawing. Actually, shoot. I can't read any of the books on the shelves, can I? The titles, they're in a different language?
They're in the language, an arcane language.
So, Sylvia, did you find anything good yet?
No, but if I remember what I was reading, I think I might have an idea. It might work. It's a crazy idea. And Durak is trying to break something in the other room. Someone might want to stop him too. And I'm just going to start taking out chalk and drawing.
Apparently, this is my job today. I am going to go over here. POTUS, you stay put. If you want to hug the bear, Sylvia's not paying attention, and the bear's not going to tell anyone. So
he's my therapy bear. There's the cave bear, like, this ain't happening.
In the interest of cutting through some of the Feldecarb, do any of you happen to have true seeing?
Have
No,
what?
that's like
What's
level
true
8 or
seeing?
9 type shit.
No true seeing, no.
No.
I do. No, I don't.
Liar. Liar.
Dirok thinks he has true sight.
I do. Direct does.
All right, so we're running out of time. Where are we going?
Okay.
Are you guys going to attack this hand, or what's going to happen?
I've pulled out my spear and I'm attacking the hand.
While that's all going on, I am preparing to do an hour and 10-minute ritual casting of Raise Dead.
And okay, that's fine. What is the Sunblade is radiant damage? Yeah, that is. What's the spear? The blood spear. Blood spear. What is the blood spear?
It's a spear. It's +2 magic.
Just magic. It doesn't specify the type.
It's just it's a magical weapon.
Okay.
But seeing as I'm starting to think it's a magical thing I'm attacking, I'm using my magical weapon to try to see if that'll work.
In spite of the fact that you've got a magical weapon, there is clearly something that is.
Oh, I'm attacking the treasure box this time, not the hand.
Doesn't matter. There's some kind of shield going on this that is preventing you from making any damage on this thing.
I'm going through as hard as I can. Come out, ghost!
You'll keep going until you get exhausted because it's not going to have any effect.
I'm just going to keep going.
Okay. You are whanging away in there. What are other people doing?
Could Victor tell what this thing is?
Excuse me.
Give me an Arcana check, please, Victor. Yes, especially with the brushes with death and the various things you've had, you'd have a little bit better understanding of this than an orc from outskirts and not very learned. Victor has a pretty good suspicion this is a phylactery.
So Victor says, you've got good instincts, Dirok. I do think that's a phylactery, but I don't think that method's going to work.
Quiet weekend, Dad!
Wow. I have an idea. I'm pretty sure it's going to work. It's going to really, really suck, though, and I need you to not be standing there. Can you please step, over here?
I'm not listening to him. I'm attacking this. I want to kill this ghost.
Well, Victor, you may get to do your Mooney act with him there.
All right, so Victor lets out a deep sigh and steels himself because this is really gonna suck. And he casts Sunbeam.
Oh, not what I was expecting.
And then, as quickly as he can, he turns into a dire wolf and is just laser mouth at this thing.
Shoop the whoop wolf. That's what he is. He's Shoop the woof wolf. Shoop the whoop wolf.
Shoop the wolf.
There is.
And I'm just gonna keep channeling this out of my mouth.
Once I feel that, I guess that once I feel that, because I was expecting the moonbeam or moonlight or whatever it is that he does, I'll get out of the way.
Give me a DC 17 con save, Dirok.
Sharks with lasers.
Oh, wow, that's a 16. First time I failed a con save.
You take 19 radiant damage, but so does the hand and so does the chest. The chest looks highly weakened.
Yeah, I'm just gonna Sunbeam. It's like a channel thing, so I'm just gonna keep channeling it until there is no chest anymore.
Okay, so you can't fail the next one because it's only got 1 point. It proceeds to explode. Both of you give me a dex save, please.
All right.
Danger
Let's-
sense. That's a 13. That's probably still a fail.
Let's see. Dex save, yeah, 13. Did I get Riz's? Oh, there we go. Both of you would take 5 damage. Are you still raging, Daryl?
No, I wouldn't be raging after battle.
So both of you take 5 damage from exploding pieces.
I mean, if there is any residual rage, rage only lasts 1 minute for me.
Anyway, both of you took 5 damage.
All right.
It explodes, and you hear again.
I rushed back into the room, and I'm looking for the ghost again.
There is nothing in the room. It is just completely vacant now. The hand isn't there. Everything has been shattered. All you can find is tiny little, almost dust-sized pieces of what were the hand and the box.
Oh yeah, the bear unfortunately would disappear as soon as I use the sunbeam. So, Shook
look at
Wolf kind of wanders out, like mouth glowing.
It didn't work. The ghost is still gone.
Give up
Are
the
you guys
ghost,
coming
Daryl.
into? Are you guys coming into the room?
Yeah, Victor's just gonna leave Dirok to his device.
Yeah, Epotus has the bear in like a full bear hug.
I'm sorry, the bear disappeared.
Yeah, suddenly you're hugging
no.
in the air.
Then
Concentration expired.
Then Epotus is just standing, is just sitting next to.
All right. I'm assuming you continue to sit here for the hour that Sylvia needs. So we will assume
I just want to double check on the likelihood of me being able to do this. I know it's something that bards can do. It's not something I have prepared. And if I remember correctly, this library was supposed to be a library of different spells of different classes.
It's what is written in the module listing is this room contains every spell in the PHP.
So,
I
Victor-
need somebody to find me a book with this spell. I don't want to screw it up.
Do you have any kind of languages spell?
My
Do you
languages
think
are only Common, Elven, and Orcish.
I know, but a language spell that allows you
Could
to...
Father Petrovich do it?
Oh. I actually do have comprehend languages. It's one of those things that I do actually know.
Yeah, Father
That
Petrovich
one-
would have the capabilities. You are correct.
Yeah.
But
We'd have to get him there.
I'll carry him.
you are able to cast that spell. You are able to read the titles of the book for the duration of the spell.
So Victor releases the sunbeam, returns to his normal form, and is looking a little bit fucked up. It's just from the act of casting sunbeam, he took 39 damage.
Oh, no.
So he takes a minute to regenerate and just sits on the chair, waiting for Sylvia to figure this out.
Okay, so she's bouncing up and down because comprehend language is one of those spells that I actually started with her base spell kit, and then I swapped out of later. So she's running up and like skimming all the titles, like looking for the right spell.
And eventually you would find the one you are looking for.
And I'm gonna start speed reading to start learning how to actually do raise dead.
And does Bard magic allow copying to spellbook same as Mage?
No, just wizard.
All
No,
right.
I think it's just if I read it, I learn it type thing.
No.
Is it not?
No. Only wizards can learn from books, unfortunately.
So you
How
would
the
not be
hell
able
Bard
to.
learns abilities?
You would not be able
When you
to.
level up.
You would not
Alright.
be able to permanently learn it, but you could temporarily use it rather like a spell scroll.
Oh, okay. Then I will do that then. So, but I mean, granted, this will. Well, I mean, I guess with Vlad being really kind of out of commission for a bit, it would give him a reason to stay in Velaki.
So, is Sylvia
That's
going to try to cast it?
I'm gonna try. I mean, DM willing and player willing.
You have a 60% chance
Oh,
of
fuck.
casting it. Since it
If I
is
screw
not
this up, this is
a
permanently.
spell, since it is not a spell with which you are familiar and you are frantically trying to do it. So give me
Okay.
a
If we want-
D100 roll and roll 60 or under.
I was just going to say, if you want, you can let me do it. I have some experience in casting spells.
Go away.
You stop that. You stop
Go
that.
away.
Okay, so on the crazy side, if I mess this up and I don't get to do it, does that completely block his chances or
No.
anything like that? Or?
No, it just means
Okay,
you
good.
failed and the spell book will disappear.
And we
Okay.
spent the dust.
Victor,
You still
just
have that
in
treasure room
case,
to loot, so.
he's going to wander into this kind of wizard's workshop and look around, see if he can find some rare oils and unguents, which he would need for reincarnate.
Okay. So I have to roll a D100. Anything else?
Nope, D100.
Just a flat
I
D100.
have to
Okay.
get a 60%, so 60 or under.
I am nervously twisting cloth in my hand. Okay, here
It's
goes
actually a
nothing.
good percentage.
With my luck, I'll roll a 2.
Which you'll need.
Two is
One
fine.
through-
60
60.
or less.
Oh, it's 1 through 60. Okay.
Well, no, yeah, you still
Wait.
1d100. You just need to roll 1 through 60.
Oh, okay. Okay, so don't roll too high. Oh god.
99.
Yeah!
Of course, it has to be the time that you roll really, really, really high.
Oh, wait, we were going for low. Shit!
Yeah.
So Epotus watches this, and he's like, he's looking like a little excited or whatnot.
Like a kid at Christmas.
Did Victor manage to find rare oils and unguents by any chance?
Not in this location, because everything has been pretty well desecrated. So basically, from what I can tell of what you've got, your remaining hope is to take him back to Velaki to Father Petrovich.
And I suppose it's time that we headed back to Velaki.
Durok, when we go downstairs with all the treasure, pull as much of it into a bag as you can. Take every gem you can find.
Are you
Okay.
going downstairs to the treasure room, or are you staying in the mage's room?
No, I think at this point we're just gonna start getting ready to book it.
Epotus pulls the rope out of his pack and starts lashing Vlad to.
I'll help tie knots. I'm feeling pretty shitty about not being able to roll it. Like,
I don't much like the Petrovich option, but it is certainly better than the worst option downstairs. If we can find the components I need, there is still the option of reincarnation.
last resort. Last resort. We've got to exhaust options.
And he mentally tells Zatro to start prepping the horse.
And my goat.
Get them all ready.
Laying on the divan and alongside the divan in the mage's room, you find a rather heavy and thick book that's gold bound. You can see it's written in script letters on the front in common. and there is a bag in one of the dressers which has a number of gems, and it all totals 500 gold pieces worth of loot. Does anybody want to pick up the book?
Victor would have grabbed it, I guess, while he was looking around for the oils and stuff.
You would see that the title in script, very old-fashioned script, very ancient, reads, The Incants of Exathanter. And you open it, not really able to read it, but you can see a lot of pages in there are filled with spells.
Neat.
So Victor is carrying a spell book, whatever good that will be, and you guys can figure, we'll divide it 4 ways on the gold, I guess, because Vlad won't be able to, well, divide it 5 ways, he might need living money. What kind of funds does Vlad have?
Currently, he has... Pull my character sheet back up.
I take his boots.
He currently has 600 gold pieces and 6 silver pieces.
Okay, so he might want a share of this. So just say you've each gotten another 100 gold with it, which you'll hold for him if he is able to be resurrected, or you will divide if he can't. So you are going to return to Valaki?
Return downstairs, I guess, and go towards the treasure room.
All right, so you're
Just
going down the spiral stairs and back into the treasure room?
I mean, I don't see any other doors in here. Was there any doors?
At this point,
I'm looking to see if there's doors. I'm not looking for secret doors. I'm just looking for, is there any actual...
You don't see any other obvious doors.
I'm not making any effort to look for secret doors.
Yeah,
I'm just going straight down.
Okay, so let me...
Epotus is staying with the group, but he's mostly just antsy to get back to the horse.
I will use the pipe to send a message to Father Petrovic about what needs to be done. That way he's prepared for when we get back, type deal.
Okay, you return downstairs to the crevice that you came in, and past that amber stone that calls to Epotus as he walks past it.
He just walks past it, carrying Vlad.
Who's carrying Vlad?
Epotus, I believe.
Epotus is carrying Vlad.
Okay.
None of these other assholes gets to touch him.
Hey, I didn't even bother healing myself. I'm like half in the grave myself.
Epotus does put 20 lay on hands into Sylvia for giving it a try.
And walk out through the crevice and past that amber golem that was, the amber statue that was standing in the alcove of this room. Move your tokens so I can decide where you're going here. Don't just sit.
Sorry.
We don't have time.
I didn't realize the screen was fully loaded, because the screen was blank for me, so I didn't realize it was fully loaded.
Come on, Derek.
Should I not grab gems and treasure and whatnot?
I mean, I kind of feel like if we do that, we're going to end on a cliffhanger.
I'm keeping my eye open for anything that looks like
only if you can only if you find any very large looking valuable diamonds. Anything else, money, we can always come back.
These 6 piles of treasure have just about anything treasure-wise you could find in it, and one of them has actually you can see a golden inscribed chariot in which the treasure is piled.
So wait, there's a gold chariot and there's treasure on it?
Yes, one of the piles is actually a chariot with gold in it. And I've got to get a room number here.
Well, Vlad's horse doesn't need to be ridden.
I got to see which one it is. That's a great sword. Which pile? It doesn't matter. One of the piles does. I just can't remember which one it is.
We'll just call it one of the piles.
There's the DM. Pick
I'm
one.
looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just say one of the piles anyway.
I'm looking to see if there's any gems, any diamonds.
There are, yes.
I mean,
Emeralds,
they all have
rubies,
diamonds. They all have stuff we could use.
diamonds.
So grab a few of them.
I
I'll
was
I'll
told
assist
not
with
to, though.
grabbing gems.
Okay, so be specific. Are you grabbing any of the gems?
Yes.
You hear the sound of tearing stone.
And we're double timing it out the door. Run.
Behind
even gonna
you,
look.
you hear the thudding footsteps. And as you look over your shoulder, the golem is moving towards you.
I called it. I knew it. I knew
Fine,
it.
I'm
was
gonna take a
statue.
gem and I'm gonna check it back out and I'm gonna book it.
So you are dashing. So roll for initiative. We've got a short chase scene going on here. Let's see if you make it.
I mean, I know I can. I can.
I
outrun
go
everyone here.
Oh.
tomorrow.
3.
Cause I got Vlad on my back. It makes sense.
Oh man. I will Big B's hand and have it carry you up, oh, I swear.
Let's go. Getting movement speed here so that I can do it. Okay, from where you are starting, let me get this in order. Let's see how quickly you are able to make it out of here. Victor, you have the first movement, so take your magic movement or take an action.
All right. Fight or flight?
Yeah.
Flight!
All right then. Victor turns into a bat and does just that.
Take your movement. Okie doke. The golem is right behind the group of you, so it takes a few steps up behind you and swings at Dirok with a slam.
AC is 18.
2 slam attacks. A 20 and a 20, and that's
All right.
That's pretty good. So it hits you for a total, and you're not raging, right?
Nope.
Hits you for a total of 34 damage.
I'm sorry. You said 34. I can't hear you.
34 damage.
Okay, that's what I thought I heard.
And it is Sylvia's turn.
I am going to cast Big B's interposing hand. Put it between myself, the statue, and Duroc as best I can, so technically line it up right here. And I'm going to continue to run forward. My maximum movement. which
Very good.
is a whopping total of 30. So, I guess out and about and run. Yeah. So, come back here, button. So here and then there. Could be out 30. If I measured it out correctly.
Close enough. Duroc.
I am going to. Oh, nope, that's not movement. Can't. Why can I not ever do the? There it is. That is. Wow, that is not 30. That is. This is only 25 feet. Here. Am I reading this right? This is only 20 feet right here?
That shouldn't be right. Yeah, what's going on? This should be
I think it's just
like 10
square
foot
size.
squares. This should be 10-foot squares, I think.
It's only reading 5 foot for me, so I'll treat it as I'm actually going double. So this says 10 feet for me. It's
Actually,
actually
it is
20.
5. It is 5. That's correct.
Well, then should Sylvia be further away, or no?
No.
Oh no, she did an action. She didn't dash.
Yeah.
Never mind. Sorry. All right.
Move your dash.
And I am moving right around here just to make sure that the statue, if it does follow, that it comes to me first before anyone's. I'll actually move back a little bit.
It will do. It will do an attack, but you have half coverage.
Yep.
Mhm.
And what's your AC?
18.
Just barely hits, but
Oh my god.
it because of the cover, you only take 9 damage.
Okay. 9 damage.
Epotus.
Checking one thing.
Can you dash when you're carrying a body?
Nope, but Epotus is going to use a bonus action to drop a 3rd level spell slot for 3, and he's going to do command and inflict disadvantage and say halt.
Okay.
So he needs to do a wisdom save with disadvantage unless he has advantage, in which case it's neutral.
He only rolls a 7.
Okay, so on his next turn, he doesn't move and takes no actions.
Very good. Victor.
And Epotus moves. Presumably he can only move half speed with carrying somebody.
Victor, let's see. You would be up. I'll just describe it. You would be up by the animals that you left and your cart. What are you doing with them?
Victor prepares the animals so that they'll be ready to go as soon as everybody catches up.
Sylvia, it's your turn again because the golem is not able to move.
Yeah. I will command the hand to follow, but keep behind Epotus and keep moving.
Epotus will psychically call Zatra to start making her way down here.
Okay.
That's about 30 there.
And Duroc, one more turn and we'll probably be finished with this because I'll know if he'll be able to reach you.
I'm moving. Oh, what? Oh yeah, my double thing here. So, I make it because my speed is 40 and I'm dashing, so I'm dashing all the way up.
Okay.
Bye.
Yep. Bye, everybody.
Epotus, make your move so I know what's going on.
Epotus is dashing, so he's going to go the full 30 feet.
Can you dash carrying Vlad? That's my point. Can you dash while you're carrying Vlad?
It depends on whether or not
it reduces speed. How much do you think Vlad weighs? Like basically, I'm assuming that I'm encumbered while carrying Vlad, so I would be moving at half speed.
That's correct.
It is dashing, so it's full speed.
Yeah. So you would be able to move your entire movement, but that's it. Okay, so I will say once you reach the stairs, you are pretty much out of combat with you hear him still clumping along behind you once the spell wears off, but you are out of combat and you are able to make it out of the temple. Let me take the fog off.
And just I think for the sake of getting across, because I remember that bridge was slick as all hell. I'll just keep Bigby's hand active to act as helping us across that bridge.
All right. You are able to make it out of the temple. It is very early morning. You can just see a bit of dawn light through the clouds. So it is probably about 5 a.m. when you come out of the temple.
POTUS takes this as a sign.
The sun rises. And we will say, for purposes
Look for the sunrise on the third day.
moving on next week, that during the period of time that we are off air, that the group manages to make it through the snow and the gates and get their way back to Vallaki. So you will begin next week in Vallaki, and we'll see what happens. We'll let you know, Mike, what Father Petrovich is able to do about you and what happens.
Oh, yeah, like I said, we got 2 options.
Bye, Mike. We're sorry you have to go be responsible. We'll miss you. And with that, I'll say goodnight to all the people in Videoland. Thanks for tuning in as we recoup. And hopefully next week I'll have my headsets working again. I don't know what on earth went wrong with my headsets that they wouldn't function tonight. They were working all day. I stepped away from the computer to cook dinner. I came back and the headsets were not working and don't seem to want to be working. So I don't know what's going on. Otherwise, we're going to have to continue to be talking over each other with my desktop speakers. So I don't like that, but I'll try to get them fixed. We'll see what I can do. And with that, I will see all of you next week as we prepare ourselves to go into Castle Ravenloft. It's about that time, gang, so good night.